You know, there's a lot of things that I don't agree on. And one of the things I don't agree on is glorifying obesity. It's okay to be fat. It is. It's okay to be overweight. Yes. And you're not a bad person if you're morbidly obese. But it is bad to glorify it. At least in my book. Um, so let's get it straight. Nobody's really happy fat. They might put on the face. They might, let you see the attention. But in the long run, how happy can you actually be? Even people in like The Biggest Loser, they're getting the fame and all that stuff from their weight or whatever. Or like you see a guy that's like, the 400-pound man at a carnival. That motherfucker's probably a manic depressant, to be perfectly honest. And I seen this. I think Fisticuffs tweeted out something the other day on Twitter that kind of was like, what? Seriously? And the shit's crazy. It's like, why would you want to be the fattest woman in the world? And I think she's like 52 stone or something like that. I don't know what that is in American weight, to be perfectly honest. And she's a mother of two, so apparently somebody got at it. To reach a... she's 52 stone, and the thing says she had to reach 115 stone to be the fattest woman in the world. And that 115 stone is like 1,600 pounds. So I'm taking it she's half of that, so she's like at 800 pounds or something. Why the fuck would you want to be 800 pounds, dude? Like, there'd be couches that couldn't even hold you. And look at this shit. Her goal is to reach 2,000 pounds. The bitch wants to weigh a metric ton. What? Why? What on earth would you want to do to weigh a metric ton? And the fact is, I'm looking at pictures of her right now when she was younger. She wasn't nowhere close to this. I'm like, I understand all about eating. I understand all about weight. I understand a lot about eating because you're depressed. I understand about eating because you're unhappy with the way you look. I understand eating because of relationship problems. But to glorify yourself to the point like, well, I want to weigh a metric ton, that is giving up. That is suicide. That's what that is. If you ever get to the point in your life, so, well, I'm going to have to die of something, that's some bullshit like the smokers do all the time. Well, something's got to kill me. You know what don't have to kill you? Having a fucking massive triple bypass heart attack, wishing that you could go in the shower while you're sitting in your own filth while you got maggots rolling up the chair because you haven't walked in 4 years. That ain't the way I want to go out. I'm a fat motherfucker, but guess what? I try to stay somewhat active. I try to move some fucking furniture or some shit. I'm not going to sit here and be fucking pounding a fucking turkey in one hand and a fucking Diet Coke in the other for some fucking reason. And being like, well, going for that metric ton. No, it's not. It ain't how it's going to happen. Why would you even want to do that? What would you think of a woman like this? I mean, she's not by far not the fattest. This makes me go back and think about the guy in the chair. We talked about the story on Painkiller already. A guy in Ohio, he was so big that he could not get out of his chair, and somehow he continued to get bigger, aka a girlfriend, or I don't know if there's a girlfriend. Obviously, if you can't get out of the chair, there's no such thing as a love life or anything like that. But she sat there and brung him food and glorified and basically built up his addiction. And like, do you give a crackhead more crack? No, you don't. You tell that bitch to go to rehab. Why can't you do the same thing to these people? Why is the news camera shoving her face? Oh, you want to be the fattest woman in the world? How do you feel? No, you be like, look here, girl, get your ass some help. Your kids need a mama. They don't want to fucking see you laying in a hospital bed needing oxygen to breathe because the weight of your body's collapsing your lungs. That ain't how it was going down. I guarantee the kids would back me up on this one. I don't know. This story just pisses me off because I've struggled with my weight my entire life. And I see these fucking things glorifying weight. I understand that, Yes, you don't have to be thin, and I understand that. I don't want to be thin myself. I like eating. Eating is something I enjoy doing, and it's something I never want to stop doing. But there's a difference between eating because you enjoy it and eating because it's a publicity stunt. And if it was World Jordie and Wings of Redemption had his say, I would take her kids from her. As soon as the thing came out, I would take her kids from her because she does not deserve life's necessities like that. If she wants to make a mockery out of her health and make her kids sit there and suffer because of it, she should lose them right out the way so she knows what it feels like before she slips into a fucking diabetic coma from being type 2 diabetes and have an insulin level that her body cannot produce, and while I'm sitting here pumping my taxpayer dollars into the veins of her IV. Fuck this shit.